All right, look at this roller coaster over the past 2 days in the market. We gained, I think we're up close to 1% intraday, and then we're retesting that 4260. Been crazy busy today with class. The basketball season is ramping back up. I'm a referee. I got a bunch of games on my schedule, and we got some training we got to do for that. So it's been nuts, but it's nice to see this level holding the 40 between 42 and 40 42.20, because if you zoom out, you see here that it's bouncing off this level. If we decline past this level here, we're going to be in some trouble, because we're going to be another 200 points down ish. So we don't want to break through that level. So it's nice to see that holding. You even go to the 1 hour here, and you could even see it more clear, holding pretty tight. But this decline is worrisome here, and this doesn't look like it's gonna go anywhere. Not sure. We're gonna need a much bigger move than this to lock in gains. But I got a chat on my YouTube channel that somebody wanted me to take a look at Baba. So let's take a look. I haven't seen Baba for a while. So look at this chart. It's just stagnant, but it blew up in the morning. Let's go to the 4 hour. Now what I'm looking for is a consistent price where the buyers and sellers got confused or came together. People express it different ways. Basically, where the price consolidated and then picked a direction. So right here, consolidated went up. That didn't quite reach there. Consolidated went up. Consolidated, and what I'm looking for is it to go back up. Because if it breaks through, then you're looking at the next consolidation, which would be nowhere. See that at 80? Then it's no man's land. This just keeps dropping off all the way to 58. So after 80 is pretty much no man's land. So 80 is a pretty solid level. So let me zoom out even more. Oh, that's not even zoomed out more. So let's look at the weekly. So yeah, 80 is pretty solid, and then this 58 is like a 52-week low. So yeah, 80 is super significant for this stock. Let me do a quick and dirty analysis to see if this meets my trading rules. I put all my trading rules in a playlist on my channel. I show you what I look for in terms of red flags and if it meets my criteria. 52-week range, 58 and 121. Nothing to write home about on that. Big move today, 80.31 to 83.32. Volume, insane volume, meets criteria there. 20 billion outstanding shares, meets the criteria there. Price to earnings ratio, nice. Earnings per share, decent. I would have to compare that to their peers. No dividend. I do typically trade dividend, but it's not an absolute necessity. Looking down here, looking for any red flags. Nothing there really huge. It does. This is a China stock, and it is an ADR, which means the way ADRs work is different. And when I trade them, I typically put in my prices, put in my levels. I get like a, let's say, $100, $200 profit. And then when I go back to look at my P&L, um, they change some of the prices, and it doesn't look as good as a trade anymore, or it looks better sometimes. So I don't know what they're doing on the back end, but I've just seen that they ADRs trade kind of funny. This right here is insane. Check out how diversified this is between all of these uh, sectors, and especially cash. These are cash heavy. That's crazy. I never checked the social sentiment. Not a big fan of that. Let's check the options prices. I want to make sure with 20 billion shares outstanding, it's going to be fine. But I want to make sure it trades weekly. It does trade weekly. Let's look at some of these prices. 81. So at the money, I like to see over 1%, and on both sides. So at the money, we got 112 or 111 here, 104 here. That's awesome. And then the next one down is less than 1%. So that's fine. Trades normal. Good volume, good open interest. So far, so good. Let's look at the research analysts. They have a price target of 140, 187 on the high side, 100 on the low side. That's still a 20% upside. Phenomenal. So here's my take on analysts. We have a lot of people online that say, you know what, I do my own analysis and then I release it to you guys. What? Why? Why are you doing your own analysis? I want to listen to the Merrill Lynch guy. I want to listen to the, the Tiger Securities guy. I want to listen to Bank of America guys. Who are you on the internet doing analyst work? No, do your trading. Do your trading. Leave the analyst to the analyst. That's what they do all day long. Okay? So these are all buys. I could read their articles and all their stuff if they want, but this is a nice consensus. Good. There's some good clusters here around the price targets. You got 187, 180. You got a couple 130s here. These guys agree. It's good to see. Let's look at the earnings. Fundamentals get kind of in the weeds. I like to see the earnings. Solid earnings here. Pretty cyclical, but solid. We can look at the fundamentals. I like to look at short interest. I like to look at floating shares. I like to look at the debt. There's really nothing here in terms of red flags. Let's look at the insider activity. Not much insider activity. I did see one red flag. Let me see if it's there. Getting kind of 7 minutes. Where is the percent owned by professionals? Where's that at? I forgot. I always like to see if mutual funds are holding this because that puts a buying base. You guys have heard me talk about that. Puts a buying base on the shares, meaning when you get inflows on a mutual fund, then they have to keep up their allocation towards certain positions. So if they keep an allocation from Apple at 10%, well, if they get $1 million in inflows, that means 10% of that million is going towards Apple for a buy. Doesn't matter the price. They have to go by the allocations that they set up. So yeah, I like to see these traded by the institutions, but I can't find the institutional hold. I want to say it was 2% when I saw it, which isn't very good, but still that's not a deal breaker. So yeah, Baba's a go. Here's what my strategy would be on Baba if I absolutely had to trade it, and I may trade it tomorrow. I got about 6 minutes on the open. What I would do is I would check out all months. I want to focus on this 80 level. If I do the weekly on 80, I only get $17. Not interested. What I would typically do, like I did on Amazon and Apple and stuff like that, is I would look towards the end of the year, do a poor man's covered call, collect 200 bones right here, and then I would buy probably the 75 strike. See how expensive it is. Let's see. So I could do a put credit spread on this. Buy the 75 strike at, where was it? 90. Now that's still pretty steep. I may want to go to 70. I'll buy the put credit spread with 70 as my long, 80 as my short is what I would do. I would do it around November, December time frame. Pocket about $180 on this. just for one position. Or I would do a poor man's covered call, but I would do it under the 80 strike. Under the 80 strike. I don't want to get stuck on that. So yeah, that would be my strategy if I had to trade Baba.